What's up, fuckers? Shit, intro. My bad. Hi. Blizzard. This is the Blizzard show. Anyways, today we're gonna do a vlog. I haven't vlogged in a few days. It's because the moving situation kind of went sour. The person that I was gonna be, one of the people I was gonna be moving with, kind of just randomly cut out. Struggle to finance. Moving next month. Partner. Now this should be good. Up on fun. Anyways, I'm gonna Blizzard while I talk about stuff. Personally, Blizzard. I went out today, and I almost got stuck. Cause I charged my phone partially at the gym. Didn't charge it enough, so because I was sitting in like a massage chair and and I was charged in. I charged it up to like, it was like 12%, charged it up to like 19% while I was in the massage chair. Then I left. Go grab some stuff. So I grabbed I grabbed a trash bag. Family dollar. And then some dude like some older black gentleman as a can I pray for you? I was like, what are your troubles? And I don't know, life and stress, nothing crazy. Okay. And they were asking what they wanted to pray for, but like I haven't prayed in a long time, so I kind of don't remember how prayer works sometimes. Held out his hand. I thought he wanted to shake, because I shook the other two dudes' hand, and he was there, and he was like holding out his hand, and I was gonna go for a shake, but then he just held it, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta pull away, and then I didn't, because I was like, oh wait, no, I'm supposed. Then I closed my eyes, and they prayed for me, helped me with my stress, whatever, and then they handed me a thing, and here's our church, and we're right over there. Okay, sounds cool. I haven't been to church in a very long time. I'm 20. I haven't been to church since I was like 12. So they asked me about some dude named the Purple Man, which I think I've heard the name before, but only like once or. Oh my god, I know who he is. Oh my god, I just remembered. I do know who the Purple Man is. Oh my fucking god. Wow, that just came back to me. I love that. So there was this dude. I remember when we were delivering newspapers. I don't know why I ever thought about it. He used to walk all the time, and he'd have like an all purple suit on, like just full purple suit on, just head to toe. And he'd like sing and stuff while he was walking and talk about God and stuff. I think that's who they were talking about. But that's who I remember. They were like, you know the Purple Man? I was like, no. But now I do. That's crazy. That's from a while ago. It's years. By the way, mint Oreo. That shit is peak. God created this for a reason. I've never really I haven't believed in God in a very long time. It's not this shocking when like a Christian churchgoer comes around me now, because no one I know really like talks about God except for best friend, and he's like a very he wants to be super hardcore Christian, but he's not. He's just an odd individual. But like, I only know a few people in my life that actually like care about God, well, extent where they're just willing to talk about it, which is I'll just call her DJ. One of my friends, DJ, who a Christian. She goes to a church group at her school, which I think is cool. And then like my mom sometimes, she's pretty heavily Christian. She started going back to church when I was 18. Started going to church when I was, which is crazy because she never really went to church when we were. They used to go to church that's mainly the reason I was Christian, because I just went to church. I just don't have any good memories. They were like, the church was something too, like fun sometimes, but I just don't. It's not like anything crazy good where I'm like, oh, this is a godly thing. Also, I've always been kind of on the edge of God. Because I don't know, just don't believe. Hair's all scringly. I took a shower and focus. Jesus Christ. Hello, camera. My hand. Face. It's not focusing. Fucking focus, man. Okay, there. Anyways, it auto focuses like manually focuser. Not that expensive of a camera, but I remember going to church when I was younger. Most of the time, it was just like I didn't like hanging with kids when I was younger, like other kids my age. I hated hanging with other kids my age and kids younger than me. I only liked hanging out with people older than me, like ever. I couldn't stand people around me my age, which is, I guess, still true to this day to a certain extent, because I like a lot. My friends are obviously, most of them are like my age. Like 99% of them are like my age nowadays. But like, I still like talking to older people. I'm just older now, so it's like I'm in the place I want to be. Like, I've always been a person to just be around adults. Okay, I was always a kid that's just been around. And it's not like I was just like, oh, I want to get in all the adult conversations. I was just chilling. I just didn't like the energy of people around me when I was younger. That, and I understood most of the conversations they were having. They weren't very complicated. I remember like sometimes like my parents would be like, oh, get out of grown this conversation. But it's like, always hated that, because it's not like I didn't understand what anything they were talking about. Even when I was really young, I understood stuff they were talking about. Like, I don't know, just like as a kid, people just like, they treat you like you don't understand the world around you at all, which is crazy. My mom always treated me like I was slightly older though, because she knew I was like, she always said, oh, you've always been smart, which I'm a dumbass, don't get me wrong. I have some intelligence when it comes to certain things, but I'm not smart. I'm a fucking idiot, realistically. I just know a thing about a few things, you know a little bit about a lot of things. It's always how I ever portrayed my intelligence. A little bit about a lot of things, you know. I know a lot about very little, so it's just, I don't know. Yeah. Today has been chill for the most part. Nothing crazy happening. Nothing crazy. I know there's people out there that love chewing sounds. I fucking hate mouth noises. Or even talking sometimes. Like, if people like talk, but they say their S's too long or something, they're like S. Or like they're really sharp with like that, like pisses me off. It's like that with certain letters too, like T's. The other one. Shh. Oh yeah, the SH sound. Shh. That pisses me off too. It's just some of those sounds, if they're drawn on too long or said a certain way, like sharply and stuff, they mess with my. And I also hate mouth noises. I think I just have misophonia, but no, I'm not gonna go. What are they gonna do? Teach me coping mechanisms? I just go to therapy for that. Fuck. Anyways, there was a mouse in my place a few days ago. I got in the house, like outside. It's gone now. I haven't seen it. Like it was there for like an hour and then it skedaddled, but it got in here. For the mouth though. I hope it's. I know it's dead, so outside somewhere now. But that was interesting. I never got to see the mouse. Only my partner did. He was just chilling. Wait, is the bottom of my hair actually like? top of my hair like instantly became red even after I dyed it black. And since my hair is already naturally a dark like brown, I think it took like that kind of. I've never dyed the sides of my hair though, so you can still see my natural hair color. I've never dyed the side. This middle section. I didn't start dyeing my hair till after I started, which I did all on my own, and I learned it. One thing I gotta give myself that I've always figured things out on my own pretty much. Like when I first learned how to tie a tie, I didn't like watch a YouTube video. I just kind of taught myself how to tie a tie. I know there's like multiple ways you can tie a tie, but I taught myself how to tie. Like I didn't watch anyone do it. I just figured it out. I think that's kind of helped me a lot in life with things like being an adult. Like a lot of the things obviously you're not taught in school and stuff, but I kind of just pick up on it like as I do the things. Like I just teach myself how to do things sometimes. Like credit, I had no idea how credit even functioned remotely until I just kind of like figured it out. And it's not like I know how it works perfectly. I'm not a deep expert. I'm just saying I just figured out how to, how things in my life around me work without needing like an extra holding hand. I'm not saying I've never used it line to help teach me. I think I had to though when I was younger. My parents couldn't help me with homework and stuff a lot because like when I was real young, like in like elementary school and stuff, they were too old for the work, like understand the work anymore, which I never really understood until I was like 18 and I had to help my brother with his like 5th grade homework, and it's like some simple ass mathematics that I learned years ago that I don't remember because I'm onto such complex versions of it, and I'm like, oh, I don't remember this shit, because you don't do those same calculations unless it's like you don't use a lot of this, like long division. I forgot how to do long division because I've never used it. Like because division is like I never have not used a calculator for division. I don't remember using long division. I don't know how to use it anymore. When I learned long division, like that was like hard for me when I was younger. I don't know why, but specifically long division always was hard for me when I was younger. And I just forgot it. I was really happy when I achieved long division too. I remember that. I was like so excited. I was like, I finally got it. I just don't remember how to do it anymore. And it's not a complicated thing. I don't think. I could probably just read just read a description of how to do it and then remember completely how to do it. But it's crazy how I just forgot how to do it. No, I forgot what I was talking about. I just don't remember remotely, even the slightest. Credit? Oh, the reason when I was younger, my parents couldn't like help me with things, right? Or like they didn't understand how to do it, and when I got older, they didn't even know how to do some of the math. So they were like, I've never really had them to like hold my hand or help me through anything, so I kind of just had to figure it out on my own. The only time they've ever really helped me is when I was younger, and I would basically, like, if you know like the math or reading table, basically, get sat at a table and you get screamed at, and if in my case beat if you don't get like your work done. I won't say beat. I got whooped or like licked, which is beating, but like whatever, it's not important. But yeah, I would get hit sometimes, like I get smacked upside the head, which isn't a good thing. Don't do that to your kids. If you ever raise a kid, please don't do that to your kids. It does not actually teach them anything. It only breeds fear and anger and resentment towards the parent. It's not healthy at all. You gotta find other ways of discipline, and also talking to them can help sometimes. I'm not an expert on kids. I'm just saying, like, this is what the data says. I'm not gonna get the fucking, I love beating my kids' parents angry. The ones that are like, it's just a whooping. Yeah, it's just a whooping, and when they have scars on their ass, those are just birthmarks, I guess. No, you dumbass. Figure it out. Anyways, that's not the point. Actually, speaking of which, when I got older, I didn't realize, like, my parents used to say you aren't bruised all up, so what does it matter? I did have a lot of bruises from my, like, a significant amount. I remember because as I was getting older, like, I was thinking back to old memory times. I go back and I'm like, that wasn't normal, was it? Because, like, one of the things is I used to take pride in my, like, upbringing a little bit when I was younger, to the point where I'd be like, your parents did, like, I used to do the thing where the kids would be like, oh, your parents did that to you? Well, my parents did this with me. Like, some people do as adults, but I was doing it as a child, and I was like, oh, my parents just hit me straight up. I once had my stepdad punch me in the chest, and I couldn't breathe for a bit. And then people be like, what? And you don't realize as a child, like, that's not supposed to happen. Like, ever. Not if you stop breathing because of a punishment from your parent, unless it's a panic attack, and even if it's unless it's a panic attack, then you're being abused. Like, please call someone. Like, seek help. And I don't mean that in the funny, seek help kind of way. Like, no, actually, please go try to find some help, because it's not normal. It's not good. But I think I grew up with that mindset. Like, I don't do it now that I'm older, obviously, because I don't really want to. I'm not trying to do oppression Olympics with anyone. Like, yeah, my parents also did this to me. It's like, I've had a hard life, but tens of millions have harder, right? Like, I could mention everything that's happened to me, and I would still, like, barely touch the surface. I don't mention it anymore, obviously. I haven't done that. I think I did a little bit into middle school, where I just thought it was a fun thing, and then in high school, when I started realizing it's not normal, is when I was like, oh, I want to talk about this more. Because I sort of, like, wanted to see how it made me feel. Because sometimes emotions for me don't come in, like, strong feelings or waves. Like, if I realize something, I'm not just gonna break down in tears and just feel like, oh my god, I can't believe this happened to me. Like, the realization comes with time, where I have to assure myself that it's real to a certain extent. I could have a realization and I could be wrong. But if it's something that can't be supported by data or, like, statistics, then I have to, like abuse and things like that. Like, there are surefire definitions of abuse, but also it's sort of an opinion thing, where some people think less things are abuse than others. So I would tell people to get their reaction, because part of me wanted that affirmation that anyone feels for me, like, feels anything for me at all, that would care even enough to say, not that I wanted pity, it's more that I wanted to feel accepted, feel the fact that I was abused accepted. And once it was accepted by others more, I also started accepting it myself, because as you ask a more diverse group of people, I got different reactions. Like, 99% of the time it was but like the 3% of the time where it was like just people being like, oh no, I get the same thing and worse. I'm like, oh, my life isn't as bad as theirs. So part of my brain would be like, well, I have a majority of experiences that say something else. These experiences seem a bit harsher, which is also something my parents used to do. Like, it's a contrast. They sort of a manipulation tactic. They might not even know they did it, but they would show me, like, television. They'd be like, you guys think, because we would talk younger and be like, oh, we're being hit, and, like, we've had CPS called our house a few times, and they would show us shows, and they would be like, oh, you think you're really getting beat? Like, obviously you're not getting. You look at these kids, and the kids are beat the shit out of, and, like, that complex, like, existed in my mind for a long time, even into high school, when I tried to, like, affirm those things. So basically what I was doing is I was like, oh, these people have it worse than me, to, like, random people that I was, like, saying that to, like, if not random people, but, like, friends and stuff, saying it to. And, like, as you find more people that have also experienced it, you begin to build, like, a sort of community of, like, a few like-minded individuals that are like, we've all been through this, and we understand that it's wrong, and we tell each other how wrong it is. we have an understanding that our experiences are bad, and you come to grips with that experience and understanding like it wasn't a good thing, no matter what the people like you care about or anything tell you, like even if you don't care about them. Like I obviously, like my parents, I love them, they've done everything for me, but there's a certain level of like resentment there for like why they didn't realize it was wrong. And I know they got worse when they were younger, so I guess they believe theirs to be a less extreme, but it's still an extreme because most of the time, unless you're black, initially we go through a process to, at least put people in prison and punish them in that way. But like, also the promise of prison is also supposed to be rehabilitation. So if we do that to criminals, why are we doing worse to kids than what they do to criminals? And don't get me wrong, criminals have fucking terrible sentences. I'm not saying I lived a life worse than a criminal. They can probably most of them can never go back to a normal life due to the way the system functions. And also most of them are black, so they're always going to be oppressed. They were always going to be oppressed, no matter like how they came up, right, or what they did. But I would think that like my experience is also still bad, right? Like, and the idea of what a prisoner is treated like in the American prison system compared to what it actually is. But the idea of it, if you hear my experience, you think like comparatively to what you think that prisons are like, mines would, or what we believe prisons should be. Like prisons should be to punish and rehabilitate. Like that's the idea of prisons. I experience like worse than that. The idea of what we have is not than actual prisons. Actual prison, I would say. Because obviously I can't experience a worse life. Their lives are done for no matter what. For the most part, most prisoners can't they lose themselves in prison. Like they can't be rehabilitated normally. And even if they do go back to the regular world, they will never function the same. Like there are some prisoners that can't eat like certain foods because it's too processed or altered from the originals. They've ate like basic shit in prison for years, ruining their fucking digestive system. Like the processed shit obviously ruins your digestive time, but also the prison ruin your digestive system too. Tomorrow, talk about the fetishization of black people. Or just people of color in general, actually. People of color. Because I know a person that fetishizes people of color. Actually, I know multiple. I'm not saying I'm in like a club or anything. It's like, I know that they exist. And I've talked to, like, I had multiple in-depth conversations with he's my best friend. The one of them is my best. Yeah, he's my best friend. I don't condone what he believes, but it's also sort of like I've known him since middle school. Pals, I love him. He helped me through a lot, and it's a weird thing about him, but it's not like I'm gonna end our friendship. I try to help him understand why it's wrong, but it's kind of so hard when you have such stubborn people because he's not the brightest. Okay, I'm a dumbass. He's a super dumbass. Okay, so there are some things he just can't, like his mind won't change about no matter what data and facts is shown to him because he believes facts to be completely with little to no source, which is fine. A lot of people are like that. I think that's stupid. I think actual data and research needs to be conducted for you to just believe something blindly. But data and research isn't always right, and that's normally an excuse used. And sure, but that's the knowledge we have today, so go with what we have today until proven otherwise. I don't know. I believe what Neil deGrasse Tyson said, which is even if we found out something crazy new tomorrow about something, we shouldn't restrict people's freedoms. Anyone. But anyways, I'm coming up on 25 minutes. A long time for this video to come on. So thank you for watching. I'm gonna edit this, post this, I'm gonna finish my ice cream. Bye.